So what got you into the club soda life?
Well, I don't know. By the time this comes out, it'll be a little longer, but as of this recording, I'm 2 years and a day sober.
Nice.
Just celebrated it yesterday with some alcohol. Just kidding.
Shots.
Just, I definitely have like ADHD, OCD personality. I get hyperfixated, and, I just moved into my new apartment, 2023, and, just being a musician, being at the bars, working at a bar, I think I just got too into it. I was just drinking almost every day, all different types of stuff, and it was probably about an 8-month bender, and then April 23rd, 2024, that morning, it was just a long time coming of feeling bad. My body wasn't feeling good. The best way I can describe it is, it felt like I was doing things in my life okay, but it felt like I was on a conveyor belt or like a assembly line, and life was just coming at me really quick. I just felt like I didn't have a lot of control. And it felt like I was doing things, and I was, still a good brother, a good sister, a good son, but it felt like it was coming. I just felt very overwhelmed, very anxious, very tired all the time. And so, yeah, I just decided I'm an all or nothing kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not like a one wine at dinner type of guy, or, a couple beers at a hang. I go all in, and so I had to do the opposite of that. And so April 23rd, I was just like, I'm done. It doesn't serve me, and I have not looked back since. Just kept drinking a lot of club soda, a lot of zero proof, a lot of mocktails. My brother and my dad and I, we want to start it's funny you mentioned the non-alcoholic bar. I really think that's the way of the future in a lot of ways. And I think it's not just like, hey, there's no alcohol here. It's like, I think the future of non-alcoholic establishments is really bright. Like, I think it's like bringing a new type of energy and a new type of vibe. And it's not just the absence of something, but it's a substitution of a new energy, a new vibe, a new flavor profile, a new, no pun intended, spirit, kind of to bring to a non-alcoholic facet. And so it's a long ways away, but my dad, brother, and I just all three really lock in and love the non-alcoholic vibe. And we think almost like mobile.
Are they non-alcoholic like you too?
No,
or just like
no,
they
they're
like
not.
it?
My dad doesn't do it much. He owns one of the bars that I work at. So he sees it firsthand, some of the, just overconsumption and overuse. And
For sure.
And I think that he would love to kind of look into, kind of what I've done. And my brother, drinks at parties and whatever, but he's got a healthier relationship to it. But I think we all three see the value and the potential audience in it in the future. And it's almost like the ice cream truck model, just be on wheels and give people something that they like. And so we love the idea of like this very fashionable, high-end, on wheels mocktail truck idea.
That's fun.
All LED signs, all like Bee Gees, ABBA music coming out of the thing. It's just funny that you brought that up, because it's been something that it's been on our mind. It's a very, very long ways away, but it's a dream I think that we all three have. My brother's like a ripped bodybuilder. Get him in like a suit and tie, like serving, zero proof bourbon drinks. I think there's something there.
It sounds like a good time, man.
Yeah, so totally. But
well, okay. Tell me about your new album. That's super forced. But only because I want, if somebody listened to this first part, I want them to like realize you're a musician. But we'll come back.
Entrepreneur. Yeah,
we'll come right back into it.
We'll go back. You're like, speaking of your brother serving mocktails, what's this about your new album? Yeah, my name's Atticus Roness, and my new album's called Rock and Roll Hit Parade. And it'll be out, if not now when this comes out, it'll be out very soon. September 4th is the release date.
September 4th?
Yeah, September 4th.
Oh, okay. Well,
September. Yeah, this will be out before then, obviously.
Yeah.
September 4th, so out soon.
But you have some singles either out, or you just have them on your TikTok?
I have them on my TikTok, and they're coming out in June. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I definitely wanted this to come out.
It's a very new way to release something.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give people little sound bites of things, and like, it's a weird time to be in the industry. You obviously have like the AI thing, which is a whole other deal, and then you have the viral thing. And for me, like, I've come to terms with, like, I'm down to play ball. Like, I'm down to use TikTok. I'm down to give sound bites. I'm down to hop on certain trends that I like, but I'm not going to force anything that I don't like. And I'm really not your guy that, like, is going to pick up his guitar in his room and just start, like, recording myself playing covers. That's not really what I do. And even the recording my own originals, like me and the guitar, I just believe in, there's two types of musicians, I feel like, at their core. There's like the homegrown family musicians, and a couple people come to mind. But for me, the musicians I looked up to, the musicians I love and that I want to be like, are the Jim Morrisons and the David Bowies and the Freddie Mercurys and the John Lennons and these larger than life figures. And I think the only way to obtain that larger than life status is sort of a non-interactive, not non-interactive, but like, I kind of want there to be a stage between me and the audience, right? Like, I don't want it to feel like, and it sells where it's like, I'm just one of you guys and I play the guitar and, I'm a family guy. And like, I love that. There's a lot of artists that I like that are in that space. For me, that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like, through the music, like I want to make a music video and
like,
post that.
Do something more conceptual.
Yeah, more conceptual, bigger than life, larger than life, and you come to it through that. I don't necessarily owe you a piece of like my personal...
Right. I feel like Chappell-Roan's that kind of artist.
I see that.
I don't know enough of, like, I'm not like a Chappell-Roan fan. I just know her like hit songs.
Yeah, there's a larger than life aspect of it.
But yeah, her visual and all the different things. And then recently, like, the internet was shitting on her because of this whole like bodyguard situation with some young fan, and who knows what the truth was. Yeah. But that's kind of, she gives an impression. She doesn't give the impression that she's just like one of the girls, like, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. I mean,
she's
even
this other thing.
Even I don't really listen to her much, but I very much respect Taylor Swift's tie to the eras that she does and building universes. Like, she's very good at that. I look up to that style. I mean, I think Bowie kind of really started that with the Ziggy thing and the Berlin era and all this different stuff that he did. I think he really started that, and that's who I look to a lot of the time. Not even really musically at all, but just like the way he built chapters. I love that. And in an artist, for me, I'm not the guy that's like, I've got 100 songs, let's just kind of make them. For me, it's like I've got a bunch of songs, like they're well into the thousands that I've written at this point. I'm not really in the business of let me just pick the 12 that I like the most. It's more like let me pick the 12 that really interact well together in a certain space. So my last album was called Power Pop World Domination, and the idea there was like, this is a love letter to the genre of power pop. That was the idea. So I picked the 12 songs or 11 songs, however many it was.
I watched a bit of a podcast with you on it, and I don't want to make fun of the guy, but he was all, what is power pop?
Well, it's funny.
Sure, he's a nice guy, but I'm just like, as a question is really funny.
Also, and I don't know who it is necessarily, but he could have just been asking it to be funny. Also, I was selling these shirts that said, what is power pop on them?
Oh, were you?
So he might have done it from that. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, it's hard to explain. I kind of would just be like, go listen to the album. But if I had to tell you, it's like, rock, shimmery harmony, like really tinny, trebly guitar, compressed drums. But my point is,
it's pop music with some power.
For sure. But you've heard some of the stuff I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That I am going in a different direction, slightly more hi-fi, I think. I think it's slightly dirtier, slightly grittier, but I don't know necessarily. It's hard to tell from my vantage point, but I am trying to do something different. Yeah. And I'm wearing the all black now, like we're going for that like Lou Reed look. Like and just totally like just straight up wanted to make a rock record. Like a little heavier, a little dirtier. So still me, but
yeah. Yeah. I mean I hear some 90s vibes in it. And 60s vibes. And I also know from the other podcasts I listen to, that those are things you've referenced and everything else. I have this concept I've had in my head for like the last bunch of years that I call the 90s, 60s.
We're on the same page, bro.
And it's bands like, She's So High.
Tal Bachman.
Yeah.
Oasis.
Got them right there.
Supergrass.
I got this. Oasis right there,
let's
baby.
go.
Got this on like about here.
Are you a Definitely Maybe guy or what's the story?
What's the story?
Me too.
Yeah.
But Definitely Maybe is
it's cool.
Awesome.
It's great.
And listen, there's great tracks on the other ones, but they'll even admit that the first two are completely set apart from the rest. Supergrass, Blur. Yeah. I mean, the list goes like on and on and on and on. There's like a ton of Britpop bands, but even like the non-Britpop bands, there's great 90s acts. It is totally 60s.
Yeah.
It's totally 60s.
It's like 12-string electric guitars.
It's Birds and Who again.
Yeah.
It really is.
But it has the 90s sheen to it because they recorded it more modern. And they definitely didn't really have like vintage sounding. They didn't have like tape sound nostalgia yet. Cause like they're like, oh, this music, but now we can make it sound pretty.
Yeah.
Everything in the 90s was like digitally remastered.
Yeah.
Like,
It
now
sounds
you can
really
see
good.
Star
Third Eye
Wars.
Blind too.
Oh yeah, Third Eye Blind.
Has some of that.
What was that? One just crossed my mind. Doesn't matter. There's
She'll
a
be
bunch
back.
of them.
She'll be back.
And yeah, anyway, so like that was like this very specific thing. And then even like Nirvana doesn't sound like the 60s, but Kurt Cobain was a massive fan of the Beatles. So
I always say
songwriting.
if you take those songs and play them acoustic, About a Girl, In Bloom, I mean, All Apologies, they're 60s songs. Those are 60s songs. What else could I be? All apologies. That's in the sun I feel. It's totally a 60s song.
100%.
About a Girl, like that's my favorite 90s band, to be honest, is Nirvana probably. Just for that reason. Radiohead's right there, but they're kind of 90s, 2000s and 2010s. They have great records in all decades, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I'm only really a fan of the 90s music that sounds like the 60s also.
Yeah. What do you think about the Gin Blossoms?
I like them too. I got into a whole, the Lemonheads too is another band from that period I like. There's a weird 90s alt country rock revival that happened. Tupelo Honey, some of the members from Wilco, I believe, that's what that turned into. There's a whole revival in the 90s of country rock as well, like kind of based on the Byrds, a little Graham Parsons, a little John Prine, with a rock power pop thing going on, and the Gin Blossoms fit that bill. I like them a lot. I prefer the Lemonheads take on that stuff. Evan Dando is a really great songwriter, and he's got some of that. It's more alternative, but I like when he's got pedal steel going on and some cool country rock twang going on, but I like the Gin Blossoms too.
And then an easy dovetail off of this is, so I saw that you played a show with Collective Soul.
We've played with them before in acoustic settings. We're about to play with them April 29th. So it's
it's coming up.
It's Wednesday.
Next week. Fuck. Well, is it in Atlanta?
It's in Alabama. Dothan, Alabama, yeah.
Okay.
We're recording, their bass players
So
are
I'm coming up from Atlanta on that day. So I was like, if it's in Atlanta, I'm like, wait. But
it's in Dothan.
Anyway, yeah, go on.
But we're recording the Rock and Roll Hit Parade with Will Turpin, the bass player of Collective Soul, one of the original members. He and I have been friends a long time, and we recorded at a studio for a while, and they hit me up after they heard the Power Pop record, I think, and just, wanted to touch base, and they've expressed interest in making a record, and so that's what we're doing. That album's, we're really nearing the finish line. There's a couple tracks that are not on the link that I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Some stuff.
Additional tracks?
Those are the three. We kind of recorded them in order of like how much of a hit we think they are.
I literally was listening to it last night, like at the gym.
Yeah.
And so I did it once through, and then I went through a second time.
Yeah.
And on the second time through, I was like, oh, the songs at the front like are totally. Again, I totally saw that. I was like, the first one's the catchiest, hideous song.
Oh yeah, by far.
I woke up with it in my head this morning.
Love Bombs. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one I'm trying to get bring home the bacon for sure.
Yeah.
That one and Wives' Tale. Wives' Tale is another one that I'm a man of my word, which is the song we recorded here in 2022 or 3. That's
it is.
That's that track.
Oh, okay.
We did acoustic, totally different. I had hair down to my shoulders, but. Yeah, so we recorded with Will and also Brian Collins, who's a big presence in the Atlanta scene and beyond, and so he's helping produce it. And we just feel like stuff's really aligning on this, and like you heard, like sonically, I think it's really like well recorded, well produced, and a lot of that's unmixed. I said that says that on the link. Like,
yeah, I've seen that.
Love Bombs is pretty close. But everything else is we're still in the process of getting it together.
Yeah, a bunch of them they say unmixed, but I can tell it's recorded well because. Because I'm a fucking recording engineer.
Yeah, you can tell.
But I'm like, I can hear the kick drums punchy.
Yeah, the snares there.
I can feel that the sounds are quality. Where did you record it?
So it's a place called Reel to Reel Studios in Jonesboro, Georgia.
Okay, sounds cool.
Yeah, and it's been around for a long time. I think it was originally in Stockbridge. It was Will Turpin's dad's studio. So it stays in the family, which is great. And yeah, Will and Brian have been so great, and my band has been awesome. Caleb Heipels, my other co-producer, he was the guy that produced Power Pop, the one before this, and so he's along for the ride on this one as well. Aiden, he's in the other room here while we're recording. He created the album cover, the single covers. I've just got a really good team on this, and we're just really excited about the record.
Sweet. Well, I brought up Collective Soul because they're like a great. Well, are they 90s, 60s? They're definitely 90s, and they were dope.
They would tell you 90s, 60s, and I think it's there. I think it's less in the jangle pop that we're describing, but I think there's some Dylan. I think there's some Petty. I guess Petty's 70s, but there's definitely some 60s, 90s stuff there, some 70s, 90s stuff there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Shine is one of my favorite songs. I mean, it's great, and it from what I know, it was the demo version that is the famous one that we know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was still working on it when it really hit. And it's just a classic melody, and some of the songs off that next record, the Blue record, are awesome.
The Blue record is my favorite. That was the one I was introduced to.
Yeah,
and
that one in Dosage,
yes,
the one with the flies on it.
Dosage is like interestingly like now this is too much of a tangent to explain. By the time Dosage came around, in my mind, Collective Soul had been this big band and had disappeared forever. And I'm like, oh my God, they're still making records?
Yeah.
But I was a child, and I've realized like 4 years when you're a kid feels like
an eternity.
A whole new era.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah. Now we do pop punk. And I'm like, well, Collective Soul still making music.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you're like, 4 years.
But I will say though, if you're a big band, 4 years is a decent amount of time to take between two big records.
Sure. But there's a song on there, and there it goes, my innocence.
Oh, yes.
Up a compliment.
Yes, that's a great song.
A fucking banger.
There's a song on there I love, I've got a long way to run. That's a great song. And the Needs. I asked Ed Rowan myself, because I know him, he's a friend, the singer, and I asked him what his favorite Collective Soul song was. The writer and the singer of Collective Soul.
Yeah.
And he said Needs on Dosage.
Needs.
At least at the time, that was his favorite.
Okay.
But yeah, they've been very supportive to my career. We know them through family friends, basically. And I think they recognize my ability, my talent, my hard work, I think more than anything. And they've been such a great help for my career. And I think this album is a big way that they're doing it. And they're bringing me on the road, too, for this show, and hopefully more to come after this show.
Well, I think you fit with them really well.
I think so, too.
Vocally, like, you're like it makes sense together.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know, what do you hear vocally? I get a lot of different comparisons. I'll wait to say mine until you hear.
Okay, yeah. I haven't thought of that many comparisons, but I think like the first thing I notice about your singing voice is you sound British. That's like number one.
Yeah. When I'm making demos, my band makes fun of me when I'll send them a voice memo. All right, that's this one then. All right, this one's called The Bombs. Right. I'll do it. I'll get in the character in the voice memo.
Yeah. I do think that like there is a tone in your voice that reminds me of Collective Soul.
I can hear that.
It's not the same, but it's reminiscent.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I have moments where I hear David Bowie.
I can hear that.
I have moments where I hear John Lennon.
Yeah. That's my main influence, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I can't like copy it. There's so many times in the studio because I'm very stylized. There's a song called Satisfied. It's I think it's the fourth one. It's a really acoustic song kind of up at the front of the link I sent you. And we were recording it. It's a very, very romantic love song. I kind of wrote right before my girlfriend and I were official. And I'm in there like Mick Jaggering Wild Horses doing it. And So basically, the way that the structure is, it's like Brian's kind of at the board, the man in the chair. Will is kind of standing there, kind of giving like oversight, giving some ideas. But Caleb has been my producer my whole solo career. So it's like the other guys are trying to make the song sound great. Caleb's trying to make it sound like me. There's that differentiation there. So Caleb comes in and he's like, hey, sound great. turn down the Jagger. Like, he was like, turn it down. I know you want to do it. It's going to come across. The song sounds like Wild Horses, but do your thing. And sure enough, those takes were the ones that made it. Because at the end of the day, I can be inspired by whatever, but I got to do me, you know? And
Yeah.
I think the songs are good enough that I deserve to do me also.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody deserves to get to do them.
Come on, deserve to do yourself. Well, non-sensually, I guess. I don't know.
As long as you have, what do we call that? I forget the freaking word right now. Consent.
Yeah, from yourself, yeah. Do yourself responsibly.
Self-consent.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly,
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. Do responsibly.
So I've had this back to sobriety just because I picked up my
I want to
little
know
NA
about
drink.
I want to know about your journey, yeah.
Ma'am, so what I was going to say just now was I did a podcast with my brother-in-law for 3 years, and we always drank on the show.
Yeah.
Every single show. This is actually kind of a good dovetail into exactly what you just asked. But sometimes we drink, if we drink like hard alcohol, I would go too far like every time.
Yeah, yeah.
By the end of the show, I'm like,
Be like, what was your name again?
yeah, and I'm like, and I had at least once or twice where that was embarrassing.
It's like, how do I turn? I can't turn it off.
Yeah. Honestly, though, the coolest guest did anyway. They didn't care, but it definitely had a bad situation. Anyway, I got to a point where but mostly we would do beers, and then over time we got to like seltzers, and I was trying to just like keep it. I was like, I don't want to end this drunk, so I would like make sure I ate beforehand,
Sure.
try to keep it down.
All the tricks, coffee, water, etc.
Yeah, everything, and then just try to get like. Because there's like a nice little buzz you can have where it's just great. And I'm like, let me keep that buzz and not go too far. Like, I don't love to get drunk. And so I got to a pretty good point with that where I could kind of maintain the right spot. But I definitely had a moment where I was like, I don't know that I should drink every Tuesday this much alcohol, but also I don't think I could do this show without it. Because I don't think I would be like it's a huge crutch. Like, I don't think I would be able to handle the social anxiety element of it. And then also like, just like getting buzzed and lowering the inhibitions and then being able to like open up. You can be so much easier.
A lot of people have that. Yeah.
And so anyway, that's not why I stopped. I stopped because, the wife and I are talking about, wanting to produce children.
Yeah.
Which
produce them.
So
you're mixing.
I'm always a producer.
Pan it.
Still, I mean, we're not trying. I've never
produce children is the funniest thing I've heard a recording engineer say. It's like a business, like a finance bureau being like, we're trying to acquire children.
Yeah, and I don't want my kids to have too much trouble. So anyway, that was initially like, I'm like, okay, I just want to get healthier before we do that.
Yeah.
And so that was the start. And then now we're like 4 months in, and we're still not trying yet. So I need to like keep going.
Yeah, sure.
And then 2, I just did Function Health blood tests. Do you know what that Function Health is?
I can deduce, but you can.
What's funny is I said this to like my guest, the episode that dropped today, and I was like, Function Health, and he's like, I could guess what that is. Yeah. Like, he's had the same answer.
I could deduce.
But anyway, yeah, they do blood draws and do all your markers.
Yeah.
So I saw some stuff on there with cholesterol that needs to come down.
Yeah.
And so now I'm on a whole new health journey. And that's leading me down a rabbit hole where I'm like, oh, probably shouldn't really drink. Like
so yours is very health related.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fully health related.
Yeah.
And then now on the other side of it, I'm looking back at the social anxiety part, and I'm like, sometimes when I sit down for a podcast, it's like I have like a very intense anxiety. And I'm like, fuck, like, I don't think I had that before. And so now I'm left trying to figure out, like, did things change in my life that are giving me more anxiety? Is there a health thing, because you can have health things that give you different feelings. Then I'm like, or was I relying on the crutch of alcohol? And now that I don't have that, so do I need to develop? Anyway, this is all stuff I need to bring up to my therapist. Is like, what muscles can I work out?
I was like, I'll bill you after this.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I totally relate to what you're saying. The reason I think it was so easy for me to stop is because I think I'm a pretty social person already.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been known, like, even in high school, I was just a guy that, like, was just loud and funny and fun. Like, I never really needed it. If anything, it drew me into myself. And I can relate to the anxiety piece. When I first got sober, your body's used to having this almost numbing thing going on.
Yeah.
So when you're not having it, it's like exposing it a little bit. And I got through a nice spout of anxiety at the beginning of the journey, and I was able to push through it. And I just feel so much better. I feel healthier. I feel, the biggest thing for me is I feel more dependable and responsible. And, you know, if my dad calls me late at night or he needs something, or my brother's, you know, stranded pop tire.
Yeah.
I'm not at home doing, you know, I'm at home doing this and not, bless you,
right.
not what I was doing before.
Right.
And I can get up and I can go be, you know, I think the best version of myself. I heard John Mayer one time was like, you know, how much of your potential do you want to achieve, you know? And if your answer is over 20%, I knew it was coming. But yeah, you got to have the third one. That you got to complete the trinity.
That was a good
Yeah, yeah, you loaded it up. It's like if it's over 20%, truthfully, if it's over 20%, then you have to stop. If you have some sort of, not addiction, but because I wouldn't call what I had an addiction at all.
You said stop drinking specifically, or just whatever?
I think drinking and drugs. I think specifically. I don't know exactly what his journey was, but for him, he was like, I was capping myself. You don't realize you're capping yourself. And yeah, I just feel like the best version of myself. It's funny, my girlfriend, she alcohol doesn't really mix well with her anyways. Like she, like just health wise, she just can't. She doesn't really do it much. And so that worked out great. Like when we started dating, she already didn't drink anyways.
Gotcha.
So it was just like a good pairing. And I was over a year sober when I met her. And so yeah, it's worked out really good. And I think it does two things. I think it's inspired some of the people around me who have questions or want to ask, or honestly, I'm just leading by example. But also, I think it's important, especially with this album, like it's called the Rock and Roll Hit Parade, like wearing sunglasses inside, leather jacket. You can be rock and roll and not kind of beat your body down. You know, you don't have to live life in the fast lane necessarily, and, you know, and drink all day and just go out all night. You know, you can go to bed 10 p.m., watch Succession with your girlfriend and still be rock and roll, you know? So,
well, I don't feel like you see a lot of those like old dudes that live that way that are like, you know, not to throw shade, but they all seem fucked up.
Yeah, they don't seem very happy necessarily,
No.
and they're kind of waiting for Father Time to take them, low key. I mean, you don't wish that upon any of them because they're all legends, but I'm just saying, like, the ones who didn't take care of themselves, you can see them just kind of, just, you know.
Right, there's the vibe is like...
yeah, exactly.
And you're like...
And then there's guys who have taken care of themselves, and you can tell. Paul McCartney's taken... Dude, out of my mouth. We saw... actually, Aiden went the night after I went.
You go to Atlanta?
Yeah. And just like, sounded even better in 2025 than I thought he did in 2022 when I saw him. 2023, I thought he sounded even better. And like, he's mid 80s, like, you know, there's going to be a cap to how perfect his voice sounds, but like, it wouldn't be anywhere close to that if he wasn't taking care of himself.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We went to Tulsa, and it's my, you know, probably my favorite concert of my life.
Me too.
Except we also went and saw Oasis in Manchester. And that's kind of my favorite concert of my life.
You saw them in Manchester.
They're both my favorite concerts of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude.
That's like seeing the Beatles in Liverpool.
It is.
Funny Oasis story. So I went to London in 2023. My sister was doing study abroad out in Spain. So we made like a whole trip. We're going to go to London. We're going to go to Spain. And we go to London. I love record shopping. The second I mentioned record shopping, my brother and sister just disappeared. They're like, we're not doing that. You can have fun. We're going to go do something else. I get it. If you're not a record store guy, you're not a record store guy. Like, you don't want to be sitting there. I understand that. If you don't like them, there's nothing fun about that. Yeah. So I find this little alleyway in Manchester, or no, not Manchester, in London. Found this little alleyway in London. I have no idea the significance of where I am.
Yeah.
I could tell that it looks really awesome. And I go into one, and it seems like really cool people are kind of walking around, whatever. Go into one record store, probably this best record store I'd been into until I went to the one across the street. That became the best record store I'd ever been to. So I went to both, had a great time. I come out of the second record store. It's like one of those movie moments. It seemed like the streets were empty. I don't know if it was, but just my recollection of it seemed like nobody was there except for this one guy. And he's walking with a bag in his hand, and he's got his hand over his face as to somebody, he doesn't want somebody to see him. And I just had this feeling, I was like, that's somebody famous, I can just tell. And walking with the bag, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep waiting, looking, see what happens. And he lifts his hand off his face, and it's fucking Noel Gallagher in London, and I feel like I'm the only one in this alleyway. So I freak out. I'm in the middle of my Oasis phase, too.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what to do. And we're like probably as far as we're probably like a block away. I kind of walk a little closer, and I'm like, hey, Noel. And I know he's notoriously so mean.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Noel, big fan. He was like, he looked over, put his head down. He was like, right, okay. Just kept walking and walked into a shoe store, and I was so happy. I was like, I'm glad I got the true Noel experience.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want him to be nice. I wanted him to be exactly how he is.
Wow.
Then
you got a right K.
I realize the alleyway I'm in is the alleyway that they shot What's the Story in.
Really?
Yeah. It was insane seeing him in that alleyway.
Bleecker Street.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was on. I had no idea.
I need to fact check myself on that, but that's where I got this tattoo.
That's amazing.
And then I went to probably one of the record stores you just said and got that vinyl that's right there.
So,
but
one of
fucking I
them's
didn't
orange,
see
right?
Noel. I didn't know Noel was supposed to be there.
I know. Is one of the record stores orange? Do you remember that? No?
Definitely, maybe.
Well said. But yeah, I saw Noel Gallagher in like, the perfect place.
That's amazing. That is perfect.
It was crazy.
You just snapped a photo. Dude, you were like, grab that record really quick. Hold that to the camera.
This one guy?
Right behind it is What's the Story. Yeah.
I was like, you just want to give me a reason to talk about Revolver. I will.
You can do that too.
I will.
But so like turn that to the camera, and that's you and him passing each other in the street.
Insane. You see that? Yeah, so what you're seeing here is actually me.
Yep.
And Noel Gallagher. He's really excited to see me. And he's about to say hi, yeah. About to say hi. And I'm kind of busy. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. I have a lot to do. So anyways, it was a really good time when we shot that. Really good time. Yeah.
Do you know it's not them?
Oh, really?
Cover? Yeah.
It kind of looks like them, though.
It does kind of look like them, but it's not. It's like the photographer and another dude. I forget who the other dude is.
It's weird because they're in a lot of their album covers, so I would assume.
Yeah, I always assumed it too.
I didn't know you were that big of an Oasis fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I caught them when they dropped. No, Wonderwall was a big hit when I was a kid.
Unk Status, yeah.
And then, do you remember Columbia Clearinghouse?
No.
Or the Columbia Records Club? Okay, so this was a thing in the 90s where you would sign up for this club, and they would give you like 20 CDs for $9.99. But in a exchange, you had to commit to buying a certain amount of CDs ongoing for like a year or whatever.
There's a catch.
So, but I was a kid, so my mom did it for me.
That's cool.
And so you look through the catalog, look at the records you want, then write it down and then send it in, and then you get a box in the mail with all these records. It was like Amazon way in advance. And anyway, that was one of those that I got in the Columbia Records. But that's where I got like all my 90s alt rock records was from that. Like,
and you found them through that.
Yeah, Oasis. I mean, I think I heard Wonderwall on the radio, so I knew about it. And
I don't know how you would have heard that, but okay.
Yeah. So I got that, and then I got like there's a band called Dishwalla from back then.
I know who that is. Yeah, I'm a historian, bro. I've worked at record stores. If I've not worked at my dad's restaurant, I've worked at record stores, and you just get bored when it's slow. You just find records that look cool.
Was Dishwalla the "Tell Me All Your Thoughts on God"?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Feels right. That felt great.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of, Cranberries I got through that.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a big. I always say, I feel like I write songs like, the writing is the 60s. Mm-hmm. I think that the production is 90s. And I feel like, I'm trying to do some sort of modern twist at some point. But that's kind of always been my filter. Obviously, I love the 70s. I think this record is more 70s, and the one before it is more 60s. It's my personal opinion, the one I'm about to do. But...
What's what was the production like for this record? Like, I don't know how much of a nerd you are about that stuff on like mics and preamps and gear.
I wish Caleb was here. I wish Caleb was here. My producer, he would be able to tell you everything. All I know is that the mics we had on the drums were super, super expensive. That's all I know.
Nice.
I could tell you some instruments. This is the album we use the most. Like, we use rototoms on a song that's not going to be out yet, or that's coming soon. We've got sitar on 2 tracks. We've got one of my favorite moments is on the song Eyeliner, which is towards the back half. We're going for this Kinks Hives thing. It's kind of the vibe of that song. And so we wanted like I was playing them the solo, and we're like, because we have the access to the best amps in the world in that studio. It's like an amazing selection. And we're like, he was like, dude, I found this $5 Fender little Squire amp. We have to run the solo through that. And it has this squealy, like crazy hot sound to it, and that's what's on the record.
That's sick.
It's like of all the studio equipment, we use this $5.
See that $5 amp next to you on the
this bad
crown?
boy?
Yeah. We'd use that on a record. It sounds like absolute trash, but basically the guitar player forgot his pedals, or rather the band had to take the pedals on the van and he stayed behind he couldn't fly with his pedals.
Yeah.
Or didn't want to.
Yeah.
So we had no distortion pedal. So that distorts like hell, but it's a terrible amp.
Nice.
So we paired it with like a really nice clean amp and then that crazy shitty amp.
Gave it some real crazy distortion.
Yeah, and then it's like that becomes your distortion. The other one becomes like the body, and
that's super cool.
It worked out.
Yeah, it was some
$5 amps.
It really did. It sounds insane. So if you listen back, you'll be able to tell that that's the song.
I think for sure some people listening to your record would think Strokes.
Yeah, that was
like,
definitely a little bit of an influence, but not insane amount.
Right, but also I think like you're coming with more of a like retro influence, and I think that there's like a type of modern listener that doesn't know the old music.
Yeah.
So in their mind, but they know the Strokes.
Yeah.
And so in their mind, they're like, oh, it's like the Strokes, not realizing that like the Strokes are like the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. All those guys would be like, we did not invent this sound.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I would love if somebody didn't know the old stuff and just like this for the Strokes, because then the people that like the Strokes will come see me. Yeah.
Like the movie Yesterday.
Yeah, I totally don't know where I came up with this sound. No, my bandmates love to be like, they'll like point out a timestamp of a song. They're like, you can't fool us. We know where this melody came from. We know where this hook came from. We know where this guitar part came from. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. There's
Oasis.
There's only 12 notes. Oh yeah, at the end of that one song.
Direct rip off. Yeah, end of She's Electric is the same as.
Oh, with a little help.
Yeah.
Yeah, big absolutely. And then there's a song, on this one I will say, this album I actually feel is my least derivative in a lot of ways. Like,
that's cool.
I think with Power Pop, I was like, I'm going to make this song. So like there's that song, Not the One I'm Looking For, with like that bass line. That was just us doing like She Said meets Rain, basically. And like a lot of stuff, we were going for very specific influences. With this, there's some some obvious stuff, I think, at certain points. Like, again, Satisfied is definitely Wild Horses. It's got that vibe. No Lie is very Lenny Kravitz, Jimi Hendrix. But like a lot of them, they just encapsulate a vibe. Like the song Rubber Soul on mine is us just trying to do like a new wave song, low key, which it was cool to explore that realm. First time I've used synthesizer on a solo song. So I feel like we're just I feel like we're not breaking any new ground. We're not really reinventing the wheel, but I do feel like there's some unique stuff to me that's on this in particular.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like, when you're starting, and not that you're because you had a band before this, Corduroy Blue, but starting a new solo project, you're having to sort of reinvent yourself and like figure out what this sound is going to be.
Totally.
And like looking to influences from the past, I feel is like one of the top ways to get there.
Yep.
But like then you feel like you're being extra derivative because you know exactly where you got the idea from.
100%.
But the more time goes on, the more like those, I don't know what you call it, but like those different little principles or ideas that kind of make some of these bands and the influences, they sort of become your own, and then you start pulling from those tools without thinking about where the tool came from.
Yep.
One thing I've always thought about is like if you sat here and tried to like recreate any number of songs, you know, famous songs from the past, and just try to be like, and you're like, damn it, I'm really copying this.
Yeah.
The thing is you're still probably not, because you're subjectively, even though the recording exists as a real thing, if you just go from your memory, your memory distorts it.
Totally.
And you get it a little wrong.
Yep.
And then when you try to play it, you play it a little bit differently.
Yep.
Not that you should just go out and copy people.
No. My producer is loving. I'm in an Eagles phase right now, which is why the zero proof whiskey is just hitting perfectly because I'm having a peaceful, easy feeling. Nice. I'm just like I'm in a yacht in my head, zero proof alcohol, sun shining. But my producer loves when I get in because what I do is if I hear a song I like, and it always happens naturally. Like in this one, this is the funniest way I've gotten into a band. Or I mean, I obviously know who the Eagles are, but Aiden and my buddy were at a movie and they saw The Big Lebowski in theaters.
Okay, yeah.
And there's like that whole scene where he doesn't want to listen to Peaceful, Easy Feeling, whatever. And I guess my brain just, at the same time, I was going on a camping trip for my buddy's bachelor trip. And I was like, I need some music to listen to on the way to this camping trip. And I guess just like subconsciously seeing the story of them going to watch The Big Lebowski was in my head. My buddy, who I'm going to go see, loves the Eagles. That's like his band, the guy I was on the bachelor trip with. So it just connected, and I just started listening to their entire discography from the earliest to the most recent.
Yeah,
there's a lot of not good songs in there, but there are some unbelievable songs that you're reminded of or that you hadn't heard. So my producer loves when I go down rabbit holes because I don't just go down one song. I go down an entire discography usually. And it's like I'm in the world. I'm in the universe. I'm not copying one specific song. I'm not even copying. I'm trying to rehash my version of this sound. Right? Like I'm doing a little bit of that Western / pop / rock, really just trying to make it hooky. That's what I think the Eagles do when they're at their best. But that's what I try and do is go down. I go into phases of a certain band or a certain few bands as opposed to just trying to copy one song. Because that doesn't necessarily. Also, I'm a songwriter. Like that's what I do first and foremost. That's the thing that makes me want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I like performing. I like recording, but songwriting is where my heart's at. And
which do you do like alone or
I do
co-writes?
Mostly alone. I'll do a co-write, but it's got to be very specific. I definitely don't like the whole like you're going to see like a big time writer at a place and you're gonna like. It's so personal and intimate to me. It defeats the point of why I do it. Why I do it is it's low key therapy. It's alone time with myself. It's introspection on my part, getting to like kind of talk to myself kind of without looking crazy. It's like I'm getting to just talk with myself, get to know myself. And
do you have like a place you go or like a ways you make it special?
Yeah. How do I keep it special after all these years? How do we continue to get along so well, me and my guitar?
How do you keep the spark alive?
Well, first of all, one thing I always try and do when I'm on vacation, I always bring my guitar. Or I have to make sure wherever I'm going has something. Because I find a change of scenery in a way where I'm relaxing. And I'm not talking about going on vacation, traveling like 3 days in New York, go. Like I don't need to write anything then. But like, if I'm going to the beach for a week or Costa Rica for a week or
Costa Rica.
I've been one time. It was the best trip of my entire life.
Yeah, same.
Where'd you go?
We went to a few different places, but
you about to say where I think you're going to say?
I hope. I don't know.
It start with an L?
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say it.
Damn it.
Langosta is the name.
Langosta?
Tamarindo area. It's like near the beach.
So we went south of Tamarindo.
Okay.
And all the way down there at the bottom of the Nicoya Peninsula. And the town we were in, I think it was called Punta Neras.
Thank you for using the...
Punta Neras.
Yeah. Thank you for using correct pronunciation.
And I might be wrong. It might be like Puenta Neras. Anyway,
but A for effort. Also, I'm over here like, thank you. I'm a white guy. Thank you for using it right.
My people.
Thank you for that. Yeah, my girlfriend's Brazilian, so thank you.
So this little town, the town was like nothing to speak of. It's not like a tourist destination or anything, but there's a French man who has built what do you call it? A yoga. He called it like a organic yoga retreat. And I just picked it. So we did our honeymoon there.
Organic yogurt treat. It sounds great.
Now, I'm not really into yoga myself, although we did do yoga while we were there, like once or twice just to try it out. But I picked it because it was like the most beautiful location. Like he built this place, this like resort on a mountain overlooking the ocean with like an island in the background and the perfect blue waters. And there's a lake, an infinity, not lake, pool overlooking all of this. And there's like a 5-star chef who makes you meals every breakfast and dinner.
I gotta go.
And they only have 2 like villas or cabins or whatever you want to call it. So there's only 2 guests or families at a time.
Sure.
So it was like us and this one other couple.
So it's really like you guys are mostly by yourself.
Yeah. So it was like pretty exclusive. You know, there's one other couple and we saw them some days at meals and it was fine. We got to know them a little bit and cool. And then the guy's name is Jan. Like if anybody's listening to this and think this sounds awesome, it is awesome and you should go. And Jan was
not
rad.
too good to be true. It sounds awesome.
And like he's like just a super cool dude and like he was like kind of our server every day, but he's also the owner of the place. You got to know him and
he's locked in.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was, I always say, I have a couple different favorite trips. If I'm just talking about pure relaxation.
Yeah.
Pure like enjoyment. I don't know if I could live that life. I like to be too involved. I like to be like on the cusp. I like to be I felt very out of the loop and out of the know when I was in Costa Rica, but for a time it was amazing for a period of time.
Trump almost got assassinated while we were there, and we were like turned on the news, and they're like, Trump almost got assassinated. And you're like, go figure, you know.
So anyways, what's for dinner?
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's go back out to the pool.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just enjoy. Yeah.
I'm like, but sorry, like when America's doing stuff today. We're having fun.
We're in Costa Rica. Pura vida.
Pura vida.
For real though. But yeah, when I went, I brought my guitar on the plane. I got it off the plane, and then in Costa Rica, just went out to we were very close to this beach, and I would just bring my guitar out and write over and over and over again. It was just like, it's addicting at that point, just over and over. So I bring my guitar, or one time, I'll have weird moments. Like one time we were in New York with like a family friend, and everyone was having dinner, my family, their family, and I had a melody in my head. Like it was the weirdest thing. I was trying to eat. I had this thing in my head. So I like frantically looked around because I saw there was like a mini keyboard, and it was towards the end of the dinner, so it was excusable. But I went and I just found the piano and I just started writing a song in this person's home, and they're like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Well, you want to hear it?" And it ended up being one of the songs on the Corduroy Blue album.
Oh, cool.
But mostly at my house. I try not to think too much. I tend to be at my best when I'm just kind of stream of consciousness. Whenever I overthink things, it tends to go wrong. And so when I get to my piano, again, I've usually in a phase, right? So right now I'm in the Eagles phase. I just take it to the limit type thing. In my head, just start playing stuff. See what sticks. Sometimes I'm like, nah, that one was an empty well today. Sometimes I get there and it's clicking, you know, and then I start playing the chords a bunch. The melody is it, like the hook. I think for every artist, I think if you want to be a successful artist, not that I am, but that's what my goal is. You have to figure out what it is about, because you're a product at the end of the day. What is it about you that's going to have people going to you as opposed to somebody else? And you have to know what your thing is, I think, to some extent. And for me,
what's your thing?
My thing is making catchy melodies. I think that most of my songs, if you listen to them for a while, you're like, that one's also stuck in my head. Finger, yeah. Every time I record an album, the producer's like, I can't wait for this to be done because these songs will not stop being in my head. It's like I can't do it anymore. Which I always take it as a compliment, because it's like the songs are ingrained. And that, for me, if it's not catchy I can mess around and like do detours and weird stuff I like to do, but if I'm going to use a song, it's got to be hooky. It's got to be catchy. That's, I think, my signature. And I'm talking vocally, melodically. Has to be catchy. And so yeah, if it's working out that way, and then I'll finish it, you know, and it's there. And I think I write mostly on my guitar. I find my piano to be a little more therapeutic, but I think I find my guitar to be more efficient. I'm better at it. And I think there's more styles I can kind of approach with the guitar for me personally. For piano, it's either Elton John fast song or Elton John ballad. Like that's all I really know how to do on the piano. The guitar, I feel like I have a lot more options to explore. And I'm not like a build a song on the computer MIDI. I'm not like programming drums. I don't know how to do that. I'm not programming guitar sound. I'm just me and an instrument. That's how I write. And that's why I put a team together when it's ready to make an album. I know how to write, I know how to sing, I know how to perform. I got cool ideas, maybe a pan of here, but I'm not an engineer, I'm not a producer, I'm not a mixing engineer. That is their job. That's what they do. You know, I'm just a recording artist. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and my special lady, my guitar, my keys, you know, we keep it special by just... first of all, I think there's something to be said for I just have never fallen out of love with it. It surprises me all the time, writing a song. There's nothing better than having an idea and it sticks. And it's like you're rolling down a hill and you're getting more momentum, and you're finding cool ideas, a clever lyric, cool stop, cool start. Everything's happening, and at the end, it's this big, beautiful snowball. And you're like, all right, there it is, and it's done. And then the high's gone. You just go about your day. And there's something pretty magic about it. And I think in a world that's pretty much mostly a natural world, in my opinion, that's a piece of magic that it's like my Harry Potter wizarding world over there. I get to like do something supernatural, I think I get to be a part of.
Yeah.
So, I don't like to get too abstract and stuff, but that I feel pretty strongly about.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, you can go woo-woo.
Woo-woo. My girlfriend loves going there. So it's like we're a great yin and yang. She'll be abstract. I'm like, well, I think it's just this.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like, I don't know much about Brazil. I've not been. But I feel like it's still, are they considered a Western nation? They're in the West.
It's up in the air, I think, still.
Yeah. Like, less Anglo-Saxon style countries tend to be a little bit more like
spiritual,
flowy and spiritual, and like, yeah.
And she's not even as much as I think a lot of people there
now
are.
I have this picture of your girlfriend. She's like,
yeah, like the free flowing.
Atticus, the spirit's with you.
I think that's a big part of who she is, but it doesn't. She's a grad student, like nutritionist. Like I think that it's a part of her. I think that doesn't come out in her personality.
Bro, let's talk about nutritionists for a second.
Sure, let's do it.
So,
Clara, I hope I do you right.
I feel like we need more of them in the world.
We do.
I feel like Western medicine doesn't take them seriously enough.
Mm-hmm. I wish she was here, bro. She would cook.
She'd be like, "That's right.
That's right. Let me tell you something." She'd go, "Let me tell you something."
So my mom died of cancer last year.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And thanks. So we brought her in to do the thing you're supposed to do and go to a what is it, a type of oncologist. Okay. So we're at the oncologist and they're setting up, hey, we're going to go do chemotherapy and all that. And so I was talking to the oncologist. I'm like, okay, so what about food? Like, what should she eat? What should she not eat? Should it be like leafy greens or like antioxidants? Like what should we be doing? And the doctor was like, I can set you up with the nutritionist if you'd like. Just make sure have some insurers and stuff and blah, 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 blah. And what really struck me was the doctor straight didn't care. Meaning they took the vibe I got, and I've had this a few other times as well, but that was definitely the big one. And then also I recently went to a cardiologist for myself to be like, what do I do with these numbers? And when I've talked to doctors about nutrition and what should I be eating, they are like, good food.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. And both times they went, yeah, we'll actually, the cardiologist was like, we'll get you a flyer. There's like a flyer in the front. Ask me if they ever made an attempt to give me that flyer. No, I never saw the fucking flyer.
No.
And then with my mom's, with the oncologist, we'll set you up an appointment with the nutritionist. Did they set up an appointment? They sure didn't. Did they give us a number or a resource or a pamphlet? No, they did not. And then when you look at hospitals and you look at the food they serve, it's all bullshit.
Terrible.
It's like
it's rancid, yeah.
And they'll give like crap. Like not only is it bad quality, but then it's also like not the best stuff for you. Yeah. And the vibe I get is that they're just like, have calories. As long as you have calories, you'll be good.
Yeah.
We just don't want you to have not enough calories. Now I'm talking about people who are like sick,
of course,
cancer, old age, stuff like that. So anyway, so I'm on like a new
I wish
journey.
she was here. She is so smart about it. I mean, I think I can speak for her when I say her big thing is balance, but like she very much believes case by case. What is your goal? What is your issue? There is a way that nutrition can help you. Like, that's the truth. It's like a lot of these doctors don't seem to care about that or even believe that necessarily.
I think they don't believe it.
Yeah, that's why I think the vibe she gets as well. It's like, we'll just throw you a pill, or we'll get you on some treatment.
Oh, bro, my cardiologist wants to give me statins.
Well, I'll give you some things really quickly that she told me. She the 80-20 rule, something my dad taught me, something that she tells you, was 80% of your food should be for fuel, energy, and for your body. 20% can be for your fun. Like, that's really the ratio is what it should be. And then you ask, what's the 80%? For what I hear, grains, legumes, greens, the 3 Gs. When she met me, I was doing 1 meal a day. That's what I was doing. And because
intentionally,
because I wanted to just eat what I wanted, basically, and I was thinking solely from calorie.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I can eat a burger and fries and something else. Like, I can only eat so much in one sitting, basically.
Yeah.
And I'll lose weight, which I kind of did, but I was lethargic. I wasn't feeling good, and honestly, my body was probably not very healthy. Mm-hmm. And she didn't even tell me not to do it. She was just kind of, the way she lives her life was very contagious for me. When it clicks that that's what your body needs, it starts to become more fun to do. But I wish she was here. She'd break it down really well. If you ever have any questions, hit me up and I'd be glad to ask her.
Yeah. It's just, it seems so obviously important. And I kind of get it with my mom's situation that we're talking about stage 4 cancer. So to some degree, it may be, I think it would be a fair defense of that doctor to say, like, okay, well, now we're too far gone.
Sure, I understand that. But it's still something to be said to, like,
you may as well eat well right now.
Yeah, you want to try and increase your chances. Also, go out fighting properly.
And so, like, it's like nutrition, maybe from their standpoint, they're like, this is going to take more than good nutrition, but, like, it's at least going to, good nutrition's gonna for
help.
Sure help.
It won't hurt
right?
it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and and it turned out to be a very short battle. Like, from that meeting, it was like 1 week later, and so from some complications, and so at that point, it actually didn't matter. But we thought we were gearing up for something that was longer, and if it's going to be longer, and that was my whole thought, is like, if she's going to be taking chemo, like whatever
for years,
poison drugs that is, like, what can we do to try to
offset that?
Exactly.
Which is crazy to think you have to offset it, but you know, whatever.
What's wild to me is that they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's the wild part. Because, like, I could understand if they're like the prioritization a little bit, but it didn't seem like they're like, oh no, like,
no, they don't care. My girlfriend would tell you that, and that's why they have so many nutritionists and so many really great. It's a great job because companies, a lot of corporate companies, understand the value of it and keeping their employees healthy and efficient. And there's a lot of corporate wellness directors and people that work in corporate, making sure that the employees are eating right and staying active.
Interesting.
You know, obviously, it's to make money and to keep the employees working and not being sick. But at the end of the day, it's good for them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, I'll have to have her on.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I don't know. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. She'd be like, it's all misconstrued.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap on the record. So I think what to bring up, the production. You didn't know about the microphones, damn it. But you know the instruments, and that doesn't matter. Like, tell me about the philosophy of, like, and I'm, you know, one thing I'm curious about is, like, it sounds like you have, like, multiple producers in the room, or different guys coming in and out, or, like, how has that worked? It's an
interesting dynamic. I think that everybody has their, I think everyone's voice matters. I think that when one of them is gone, you feel the presence. So it really does feel like all of them are necessary. You know, Will, it's his studio. He's the accomplished bass player. He's a world-class percussionist. You know, he's kind of, to me, the heartbeat of the studio in a lot of ways. Again, it's his studio, his space. He's the one giving us a really good deal to make the record. You know, it feels like a personal project to him. And you know, Brian is like a mad scientist sometimes. He's the guy in the chair. He comes up with these crazy ideas and really good ideas and knows how to get the best out of me vocally. I would say Brian's doing the majority of the production engineering work, so he's necessary for that. Will is kind of I think he's more the philosophical, conceptual, like, why don't we go a different direction with this? Why don't we try this instead? Maybe this is working. Maybe this isn't working. Let's take out a few lyrics here. Maybe see if that provides some syncopation. He's very rhythmic based. And Caleb is my guy. Like, that's my right-hand man. That's my, he's like, how do we make this sound like you? Getting in there, giving me like, calming me down. Yeah.
I'm just getting all the names straight. What was the first name again?
Will Turpin, bass player.
Bass player. Brian, who's Brian?
Brian Collins. He's producer that was an artist for a long time. Very big in the Southeast and also in the UK. He has a nice career there. He's like the main producer. Like when we ask who produced this record, it's Brian. He's been in that chair day in, day out. He's mixing it. He's the one, putting fades on stuff. He's the one automating. He's in the chair. He's the one pressing record.
Got it.
Caleb's done some edits on some stuff. Like him and Will have done. Will does the bulk of the bass and drum edit. Caleb's helped with a little bit of bass edits here and there. They've given Caleb more and more of a role, and not just like Caleb can do whatever he wants with me, right? Like that's like a given. I brought him here. He's gonna give his input to me. Hey, try playing it this way. Try playing it with less notes. Sing like yourself. Stop being British, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. But recently, within the actual role of like the studio, the production part of it, like the actual objective producing, they've given him more and more to do. And I think that's been awesome for him to prove himself as one of the best producers around. But yeah, it is an interesting mix when we're all together. I tend to be a lot more hands-off. Like, to me, as long as my song's getting made.
Yeah.
Like the song that I wrote, I told you the writing is the biggest piece for me. As long as my song's getting made and they're not changing the structure very much, I'm pretty much happy. There's some hokey things. I'll be like, let's turn down the reverb there, or let's turn off the echo here, or let's pan it this way a little bit here, or it's too loud. Like, yeah, I'll say stuff like that. But overall, if they want me to play the solo with a couple extra notes or a couple less notes, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do what I got to do to please the room. And also, I think that what they're asking for is probably... We're making a pretty like radio ready record, I think. Like,
sure, yeah.
Like I think that a lot of times there's a lot of experimentation or weird stuff going on. There's some weird stuff happening, I think, inherently in the song. But like we're making a pretty like the bass is playing root notes. It's going out and doing some cool stuff, but it's staying steady. Drums are doing cool stuff, but it's staying steady. The rhythm guitars are staying extremely steady. We're not throwing in a bunch of random notes. We let stuff shine when they need to shine. No pun intended, collective soul. Yeah. Like, my guitar solos are really cool. A lot of my melodic stuff's really cool. I do a lot of, like, weird, wow, 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 all over the record. They let me get away with that stuff. There's some harmony, but everything's really, like, streamlined, I guess. So.
Yeah. No, it feels very, like... mainstream, not mainstream's kind of wrong.
No, it's
well, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like mainstream commercial rock and roll from 1997.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like in 1997, this record's like right there. You know what else? Okay, I had some other associations.
Yeah.
Fucking Spin Doctors.
Oh yeah, totally. I like them a lot.
Except, and here's a compliment to you.
Yeah.
I went back and I was on a road trip, I think through Atlanta actually, not long ago. And I was like, what about the Spin Doctors? And so I put them on. Well,
that song's awesome.
So you just started doing Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind.
Oh wait, what's the one that they do?
But the first time I heard Semi-Charmed Life, I thought it was the Spin Doctors because it's really similar.
Oh my gosh.
Two Princes.
How does Two Princes go?
If you want to buy me flowers, just go ahead now. And if you... But it starts off very similar, like...
It is very similar to that song.
And so, very first time, I was in my room with the tape cassette. This is like 90s nostalgia porn now.
I just sang Third Eye Blind. Oh my God.
We should. I had a little tape cassette player in my room and that could record, and I was listening to the radio and I was really trying to record that If You song.
Yep.
And then... Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Life came on for the first time in my young life. And I ran to the tape cassette and hit record and play because I was like, finally, Spin Doctors is on and I can record it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait.
That's insane that I just proved your point.
Yeah. I was like, when's the If You part? My point from when I was 10. But I was like, when is the if you part gonna anyway? And then there was a new band.
And there's a new band. And I mean, look, I think Seven Charm Life. I mean, that Third Eye Blind first album's perfect. But yeah, I know what you mean. But anyways, you're gonna say it reminds you of Spin Doctors.
Okay. That Third Eye Blind record is perfect. You know what's not perfect? The Spin Doctors record. Dude, I went back to listen. I'm like, you know what? I only knew the hit. Why haven't I ever listened to it? Because there's no other hits on that album.
No, there's not.
It's like, the whole time I was like...
If you guys are out there, I'll totally open for you, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love you guys.
Love you guys so much, but let's be real.
But like that record, like I heard like, there's maybe one other song I was like, oh yeah, I know this one. But most of them, it was this certain kind of 90s rock drone that just feels like the background of a movie.
Yeah.
And in the bar.
Yep. People are talking over it pretty loud.
People are talking over it, yeah. And it's not a song you're meant to listen to.
That's something that I think I try and avoid extremely. And I think it's helped me and it's hurt me in my career. I'm not really like bring a guy or a girl to like a show and like hang out and talk while there's a vibe of music going on behind you.
Sure.
Like I'm not like the jam band. I'm not like the let's go grab a few beers and watch the so-and-sos or let's watch so-and-so. Like if you're at my show, I think I make extremely dynamic pop rock music where it's, you know, it might hurt you because it's not like this event, like it's not a social gathering necessarily in the way of like, there's certain bands that are pretty popular right now, a lot of young college bands, frat bands, where it's like the experience of going to their show is more important than the music the band is playing. Where it's like, we're just going to go see so-and-so at the theater. And like the whole time they're just spending talking to each other, drinking, buying beers, buying merch because they want to show that they went.
Interesting.
And they like the vibe that's happening, but they're not fully...
What kind of bands?
I mean, I don't want to... I can't drop.
Who are these people?
I can't drop. There's a lot... Because I would like to collaborate with them and open for them because they have fans. But like, I feel like maybe it's a social media thing. Maybe I just see it on social media. But there's just a lot of bands I feel like where the audience is... Maybe it's me. Maybe I feel like what I'm doing is... I don't want to say... I feel like what I'm doing is slightly more impressive than some of these bands who have a lot of fans. And I feel like when I see the fans, they're not that engaged. And... You know, there's really, I think that to some degree, the whole like, we're not like a party band hurts the attendance sometimes or hurts the, you know, like if Atticus Roness fans are like music nerds a lot of times, or like they want to hear that weird chord change or they want to hear that weird like extra on the song Savior. There's like an extra 2 measures. Like they like that stuff. And of course I have my fans that just like the music and like the vibe and like the hooks. But I think it's something that I'm going to have to build organically. And I don't think that I don't think I'm very conducive to virality in that sense. I think that virality really leans on, first of all, a lot of young people in drones at these shows getting that filmed. And I also think virality speaks to a sort of like pretty predictable formula to some extent. And that being said, I'd love to. I try and post stuff that I think people would like. And I think Love Bombs is a really good example, that first single, of a song that might get me there because it's super accessible and super catchy. And if you don't know anything about music and you don't care, you could like listening to that song. Yeah. And then if you really like music, I think that it's impressive in its simplicity. But so we'll see with this album. I feel like with this one, there is a more accessible kind of let's go out and drink and hang out while this vibe is happening. But it's also still like engaging music. But I've found that to be a struggle for me is like, we're not like let's get the buddies out and get a bunch of Bud Lights and like sit on the lawn and talk shop while this band is playing. Like that's not really my vibe, you know?
And that's fair. Yeah. If you're writing songs that are more in depth and probably performing in a way where you want people to watch and listen and come into the story and all those things, there's a place for that other thing. For me, that place is like New Orleans jazz band.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
I agree.
I would love to have like a New Orleans jazz band just playing in every street corner of America as I walk through life. And I'm probably not going to stop and listen for that long.
No, but you want it to be there.
I want that vibe there. So I get that vibe, having that existing is cool, but also it's just, it's not the kind of music you're making.
No. But it's weird that it's happening with certain rock bands. And they're not famous. It's like people I'll see on social media or people like, because, you know, we do the college circuit a little bit. They love me in UGA. But again, it's not the at UGA, it's not like the people that love me at UGA work for the radio station, right? Like those are the people that like me at UGA. People that like me at UGA help program festivals for the school. Like, you know, they're the specifically creative people, the art students. Like, you know, to some extent, you have to get the frat guy. You know, you got to get the sorority girl on board if you want to kind of get over the hump. And we'll play those shows and they like us, but I think it's an interesting thing where I'm a little too weird for some of that crowd. And then I'm way too palatable for some of the weirdos or some of the weird crowd in Atlanta, you know? So it's an interesting place I find myself in. I think that means I just got to carve my own lane and kind of be patient and make really good music, and whatever happens, happens. But, you know, we're in Nashville. I'm talking to you about the record, so I'm doing something right, I guess. So.
Yeah, 100%, man. Your music sounds great. And I think that there's like a spot for 90s nostalgia. I wanted to say nostalgiaism, but I don't know that that's a word. Nostalgiaism?
Go for it. They'll correct us later.
Okay. There's a space for 90s nostalgiaism.
Oh, I love it.
That can't be a right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's finding a brand tone for social media that there's something that can hit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there's a lot of people who'd be into what you're doing. And
I've had moments. We've had good moments. We've had good moments. And we have people that come to the shows. It's not like I'm not grateful for that. We have great attendance. We have good fans. We have people that listen. My streaming numbers for somebody who's completely independent are pretty good. Like, you know, it's just obviously you want more. That's part of it, right?
Yeah.
You got to deal with that. And I don't want more because I think it's going to fix the feeling, right? I don't want more because I think it's like, oh, I just need to get more fans, or I need to get more listeners. I need to make more royalties. I'm content doing what I'm doing already, man. I'm content making music. I'm content releasing it. Yeah, I'd love to pay my rent doing it, but I'm content if that doesn't happen, because what I'm already doing is living the dream. I'm already making songs I'm proud of. Everything else is icing on top of the cake. The world will take me where it wants to go, but I'm already living my dream out. So, you know, when I say I want more, it's from a very self-aware and shallow place. Like, I don't think it's going to fill the void. I don't think it's going to make me happy. Like, I know that already, right? Like, I'm not fooling myself. I'm not kidding myself. That's just because, hey, I'd like to have extra money. I'd like to have more people at the shows. I also think that what I'm doing is really cool. And I think more people should hear it. And I think that it would affect people. You know, there's some people that reach out saying from Iowa or Nebraska or Florida that I'm their favorite songwriter or whatever. I want more of that. Yeah, sure, a little affirmation's nice, but mostly because I could tell it's getting out there and it's affecting them and they like it.
I saw a YouTube comment on one of your videos that was like, "You're the only good singer in America," or like the only real musician in America. I'm like, that's a little strong, but
bro, I had the comment framed above my bed.
Dude, this should be your motto: the only good musician
in America.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but yeah.
Well, we should end on that note.
Absolutely, the only good musician in America. Cheers to me.
Great to have you on, man.
Absolutely.
And now I can stop doing this podcast. And now that I've had the only great musician in America.
Yeah, you're good. You ended it on a bang.
Or maybe I'll move to England.
The bang.
Dude,
Go to Costa Rica.
We landed at 3 on the dot.
That's a great time.